You just bought a boat. And somewhere in the next 30 days, without knowing it, you are going to skip something that costs you thousands of dollars, voids your warranty, or puts you in violation of federal law. Here are the 13 things that actually matter first. Most new boat owners spend the first month taking photos and showing it off. The smart ones spend it building a foundation that determines how long that boat lasts, how much it costs to own, and whether it is actually legal to operate. Today, we are walking through every critical action in order that every new boat owner should complete in the first 30 days. No fluff, no filler, just the things that matter. Do these first. Number 1, register the boat immediately. Most states require registration within 15 to 30 days of purchase. Florida requires it within 30 days, Arkansas requires it within 30 days, Oregon requires title submission within 30 days to avoid a late transfer fee. Missing these windows triggers late fees and, depending on your state, can create insurance complications that void coverage if you are in an accident while unregistered. Go to your state's boating authority website the week you take delivery and initiate the process. Do not wait until the weekend you plan to go out. Number 2, verify your hull identification number. The HIN is a 12-digit number on the outside stern of the boat, on the right side below the gunnel, required by federal law on every vessel manufactured after 1972. It must match every piece of paperwork, your title, bill of sale, and registration application. If there is any discrepancy, stop the process and report it immediately. Buying a boat where the HIN does not match is how people unknowingly purchase stolen vessels. Number 3, get proper marine insurance in place before you operate. Most states do not require insurance for registration, but that is not the standard you should operate to. A lapse in coverage while you are running an uninsured recreational vessel can expose you to personal liability with no ceiling. Get a standalone marine policy, not a rider on your homeowner's coverage. Marine policies cover salvage, wreck removal, and liability scenarios that homeowner riders typically do not. Number 4, audit your safety equipment against USCG federal minimums before your first trip. The Boat US Foundation publishes the federal requirements by vessel length. The core requirements are 1 Coast Guard approved wearable personal flotation device for every person aboard, plus 1 Type 4 throwable device. At least 1 Coast Guard approved fire extinguisher is required for boats under 26 feet with enclosed compartments. Coast Guard approved visual distress signals are required, a minimum of 3 pyrotechnic devices for daytime use, and 3 for nighttime use on coastal and Great Lakes waters. Pyrotechnic flares expire 42 months after manufacture. If the boat came with old flares, check the date on the bottom of each cartridge immediately. Expired flares are a federal violation and are functionally useless in an emergency. Number 5, check the fire extinguisher manufacture date. As of current United States Coast Guard rulings, disposable non-rechargeable marine fire extinguishers expire 12 years after manufacture. Check the bottom of the cylinder. If it is more than 12 years old, it is legally expired and must be replaced regardless of the pressure gauge reading. Number 6, locate the emergency cutoff switch and attach the lanyard every time you operate. Federal law, effective April 2021, requires operators of recreational powerboats under 26 feet with an installed emergency cutoff switch to wear the lanyard when on plane or above displacement speed. This is not a suggestion. It is federal law with enforcement consequences, and it is one of the most commonly ignored requirements on the water. Number 7, complete the engine break-in correctly. For most modern 4-stroke outboards, Yamaha, Mercury, Suzuki, the manufacturer specified break-in is 10 hours of varied throttle operation. Mercury's own published break-in procedure specifies first 2 hours, varied throttle up to 4,500 revolutions per minute, no wide open throttle. Next 8 hours, standard operation, but no more than 5 minutes of sustained wide open throttle at a time. Yamaha and Suzuki follow nearly identical 10-hour protocols. Do not skip this. Mercury's own documentation states that improper break-in can void your warranty claim for future engine failures. The rings and cylinder walls are still seating during break-in. Forcing the engine to wide open throttle on day one causes uneven wear that compounds over thousands of hours. Number 8. Change the engine oil and gear lube at the 20-hour break-in service. This is a scheduled item that every major manufacturer specifies, and most new owners skip it. During break-in, microscopic metal particles shed from seating components collect in the oil. If you run those particles through the engine for another 50 or 100 hours before a service, they will grind down bearing surfaces from the inside. Change it. The cost is $20 in oil and 20 minutes of your time. Number 9. Inspect and confirm your water pump. Impeller is functioning. The impeller is the rubber component that circulates cooling water through the engine. A failed impeller means the engine overheats and warps ahead. That is a multi-$1,000 repair that can come from a $40 part. Confirm your telltale stream is flowing consistently every time you start the engine. If it is weak, inconsistent, or absent, stop the engine and inspect the impeller before running again. If you want to ensure you do not make mistakes, I put together a no fluff guide covering exactly that in the bio. Number 10. Verify and document your zinc anode condition. Zinc anodes are the sacrificial metal components on your propeller shaft, trim tabs, and lower unit, and they absorb galvanic corrosion before it reaches structural components. In saltwater, they should be inspected every 1 to 3 months. Replace any anode that is more than 50% depleted. If your boat came with anodes that are already half gone, replace them on day 1. Galvanic corrosion does not announce itself until the damage is done. Number 11. Create a maintenance log and start it at day 1. Every service interval, every fuel fill, every mechanical event goes in the log. This is not busy work. It is the documented service history that determines what a buyer will pay when you sell, and it is the record that matters when you make a warranty claim. Boats without documented service history are discounted at sale or walked away from entirely. Start the log now, and it costs you nothing. Number 12. Learn your navigation rules before you leave the dock. The navigation rules published by the United States Coast Guard, formerly known as the Inland and International Navigational Rules, govern who has right-of-way, required lighting, sound signals, and proper conduct in fog and restricted visibility. New boaters who skip this cause the majority of non-alcohol-related collisions on United States waterways. You do not need to memorize every rule. You do need to know give way versus stand on vessels, what the red and green running lights mean from the other boat's perspective, and how to act in fog before you are in it. Number 13. Take a boating safety course in the first 30 days, not the first year. The National Association of State Boating Law Administrators certifies boating education courses that meet the standards of all 50 states. The United States Coast Guard Auxiliary offers free in-person courses. Several states, including New York and California, as of 2026, now require boating education cards for all operators. Even where it is not required, the course covers man overboard procedures, anchoring, docking, and crosswinds, and reading weather patterns that most new owners will not encounter until they are already in a bad situation. The first 30 days set the trajectory for everything that follows. New owners who treat this window as administrative overhead end up with warranty claims denied, maintenance debt that compounds from day 1, safety violations they did not know existed, and boats that cost twice what they should to operate. The owners who run these 13 steps come out the other side with a properly broken-in engine, a clean legal record, full safety compliance, and a documented service history that directly supports resale value when the time comes. That is the difference between an asset and a liability. Subscribe so you do not miss the next breakdown of what actually separates informed boat ownership from expensive, avoidable mistakes.